What a grim way to end the episode.
Welcome to Two Hotties and a Naughty, a podcast about life's little victories, hotties, and constant disappointments, naughties. Here are your hosts, Michael Beck, Hicks, and Dwight Slappe.
Welcome to Two Hotties and a Naughty. I'm Dwight Slappe.
I'm Michael Beck.
And I'm Hicks.
Hey, boys. How was everyone's week? Slice, I know you, for the first time in a while, don't have any plays going on.
Yes, we have now. We're free to record on multiple days a week. Not that we're going to do that on multiple days a week, but we have options, and that helps.
Can you imagine the outcry if we started releasing more than one podcast a week?
It's hard enough to come up with a hottie once a week, twice a week, or a naughty. Forget about it.
Daily Two Hotties and a Naughty. A new 4-hour expanded format.
We'd be chased out of each of our towns with pitchforks and torches.
And the topics would be like, what's your hottiest color of a couch? What couch color would you go for? It would get real boring real quick. Not that I'm saying it's the most titillating experience, but
Lime green. Lime green is what
solid.
About that?
That's a good choice. Well, we got one done. All right, on to the next.
That's going to be my topic now. Let's switch that up.
What's your favorite tree? Southern Hemisphere variety.
Listen, we did favorite tree once, guys, and I think we can go back to that well as many times as we need to.
So many. Your zone 7 favorite type of tree.
There we go. The true gardener. Yes.
I assume that was our most downloaded episode because scientists in the rainforest were just playing it on giant speakers to encourage the trees to regrow after so much deforesting.
all of the AI-driven bots love things about trees because AI knows it's destroying trees. And so it has that sort of, bloodlust for wanting to know its enemy.
I just realized that I pronounced it deforesting instead of deforesting. I guess because of my deep Star Trek nerddom. As a shout out to DeForest Kelly.
To DeForest Kelly, of course. Yeah.
Of course. Slice, who did DeForest Kelly play, of course?
I was thinking DeForest Buckner. But who's this guy? Who's this Kelly guy? Who does he play?
Well, he's Bones, of course. He's
Bones, that guy.
Bones.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
We're recording on Friday morning. I'm sorry, Jesus Christ, Saturday morning.
Blurg's Day morning.
My work wonders where I am right now.
It's definitely Saturday. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. And as far as we know, at this moment, Mitch McConnell is still technically alive. I did finger quotes for you guys who are just listening, finger quotes. Man, we try to be an empathetic podcast, but man, that guy should be dead, right? We're waiting for that guy to die.
Yeah.
He's the worst. So I hesitate to say in honor of Mitch McConnell, but because of Mitch McConnell.
Inspired by
friend of the show, Mitch McConnell.
We should do an interview with Mitch McConnell, but all the answers are just the beeping of medical devices. Who is the hottiest person that might be alive? Could be, maybe alive.
Okay, all right.
Okay, my answer is David Bowie. And I, of course, went into this thinking, oh, I'll say David Bowie because he's an alien and he just went back up into space in 2016. He saw how the election was going to go and he was like, oh, fuck, I got to get out of here. So I thought, well, that'd be a fun and simple answer. But then I did some digging, and there are people online who believe David Bowie faked his death. And there are a couple of things. There was a guy that showed up on English TV. He was a music critic. I didn't even write down his name because everyone's dismissed this, but he sort of looked like David Bowie, and people thought, oh, this is David sending all of us a signal that he's still around and he's in the culture. But ignore that one. Ignore that one. The two interesting ones is, of course, his last album, Black Star, was released conveniently 2 days before he died. He released it on his 69th birthday. Wink. I mean, if you're going to have a little inside joke with your fans, wink, wink, you're going to release that album on your 69th birthday. And the day the album was released, he put out a video for the first single. And what was the name of that single? Lazarus.
Oh.
Hey, all right.
Who, of course, our biblical scholars know didn't stay dead, right? That's right,
Right.
everybody?
Right.
Didn't stay dead.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And had a pretty good homeware section.
Yeah.
Before it was acquired by Macy's.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That Lazarus did not come back.
Retail is cyclical.
It's his last single, which was called Hicks. So all that's fun, and then the secondary theory or piece of information in the theory is he left $2 million to his longtime assistant Coco Schwab, but part of that $2 million was part of an LLC called Opossum Inc. Now, do you boys want to tell me what opossums are famous for?
I think they're famous for being cute, but also playing dead.
Playing dead. So I went into this on a lark, thinking, well, let's just fill some time on the podcast. But now I think David Bowie is definitely alive.
You have me convinced. This is solid.
So I want to know if Bowie is alive. Where is he? Is he like in the villages in Florida, giving gonorrhea to all of the other people in their 70s and 80s? Is that
well,
just a low-key retirement?
The older David Bowie was way beyond giving VD to people. He was a distinguished gentleman. Despite all the transgressions in his youth, a distinguished New York gentleman. I'm not convinced he's not Mamdani.
The Starman has a new husk.
It would be culturally insensitive if he did that, but
Yes.
we should weigh that against the good he's doing in the city.
Fantastic. Yeah.
But the thing going against this theory to me is I don't think he would sit idly by with the things going on in the world and not produce some sort of art. Maybe he's Geese. Maybe he's all the guys in Geese.
Maybe. I'm sorry. I like David Bowie. Geese just ain't it for me. I don't care for Geese.
You're right.
Yeah.
It could.
He would do better than that.
He's done characters before. Maybe this character is a shitty psyop rock band that's been pushed down our throats.
Okay.
Or
what if he was Oliver Tree and now he's on to a new one now? Maybe he faked it again. And he's like, this is too hard to keep up with, this haircut and everything. I don't. I'm gonna here. Third time's a charm, right?
As a
Maybe.
way as a way to wrap up my part of the segment, I will say Oliver Tree is one of those names I saw online and said, nope, not going to learn that one, and I just moved on with my life. He's probably a huge fan of that tree episode of the podcast we did.
He did tag us in that after that episode. So thanks, Oliver. R.I.P.
All right, who's next? Beck, are you next?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Sure.
I'm next. What the
So
hell?
who do you think might still be? Who's the hottiest person that's maybe might still be alive?
Al Gore. The hottiest person who might still be alive is Al Gore. Honestly, you know, like sword to your throat, and you had to wager $10,000 on Al Gore being either alive or not alive right now. Do you have the confidence to do that? My guess is you don't. Al Gore is according to his Wikipedia page still alive, and younger than Donald Trump. So Gore 2028 is what I'm saying. The Supreme Court stole that election from him in 2000, and Gore promptly gained like 50 pounds, grew that beard, divorced his wife, and became frankly pretty righteous, unsuccessful but pretty righteous campaigner about climate change, and then disappeared circa 2010. No one knows where he went. He's just been gone.
I was
he's still
unaware
tall,
that
I assume.
he and Tipper split up. I did not know that.
Yes, they divorced. Yeah.
Finally, he can
while
listen to those
ago.
Two Live Crew albums and not be judged constantly.
Do we think that this is some obscure 90s cultural references for all of our many Zoomer listeners? Do we think that the reason that Tipper went on that anti-profanity in music kick was because Al Gore was just obsessed with songs involving the F word and the G word and the H word?
No, I think it was just Two Live Crew. I think that's his favorite band.
He loves Pop That Coochie. He listened to it nonstop. That's his favorite. It's his ringtone.
She loved those moments of peace where Me So Horny wasn't ringing throughout the house.
And when he would walk by with it blaring and say hint, hint, and wink at her. Yeah. God. Real subtle.
Say the only thing going... I think Al Gore's probably still alive. If he's not, he has transferred his consciousness into the internet.
Ah, yes. His creation. Yeah.
And now we find out that he only invented the internet so he could illegally download Two Live Crew albums.
There it is. Oh, yes. Very good. Very good.
Slice, who do you think might still maybe be alive?
You know, there's so many good ones out there. Initially, I wanted to go with Tupac, but that's been done. I think, and not that this one hasn't been done, but John McAfee, known crazy entrepreneur, cyber lord, John McAfee, who created probably the worst antivirus software ever, the most invasive, practically a virus in and of itself. John McAfee supposedly hung himself in, I believe, a prison in Spain. Right. But however, to my knowledge, maybe they have been released now, but I know it took several years if they have been released. His remains, his ex said that he called her weeks after his death. There was, he had a dead man switch out there, said, if anything happens to me, just know I didn't kill myself. I'm going to release 30 gigs of incriminating evidence on all these major figures out there. And What I will say is that has not been released. So maybe those major figures were like, all right, John, look, we'll get you out of there, but you got to disappear permanently. And maybe he took it. Maybe he, paid off some of those guards in that Spanish prison, and he's out doing wild guy stuff still, drugs and, ladies. And if you remember, do you remember the Super Bowl ad of John McAfee from way back?
No, describe it to me.
Well, neither do I. This is cut this. God, I should have gone with Tupac. Yeah.
I want to talk about how hung
do you
in a
remember that ad?
prison
Help
in
me out
Spain sounds like a weird French porno.
Yeah. This, if you can't tell, this is the topic of the week that I did not do as much research on.
Do you think John McAfee was just so mad about Epstein? Like, he's the RC Cola creeps with dirt on famous people, and Epstein's like the Coca-Cola. Right. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yes. He's the Clover Valley hung in a prison. That's the Dollar General brand for you all that don't live by Dollar Generals.
He's the Deep Impact of creeps in prison with dirt, and Epstein's the Armageddon.
There it is. And also, just so you know, another fun fact, John McAfee got a tattoo on his arm that said whacked because he wanted to let people know if he died by suicide, he did not really die by suicide. It was not him that did that. So, even if he is not still alive, I don't think he's the one who initiated his death. I think we all know that that was someone higher up. I don't like to believe that guy wasn't a good guy. I don't care if he's alive or dead, but I do think he could still be alive.
John McAfee is the magic mart to Epstein's Lazarus. There we go. There's some very specific regional humor for everyone.
Right. He's the children's palace to Toys R Us.
Welcome back. Boys, what is your hottiest, in keeping with our illustrious Mitch McConnell theme, what is your hottiest?
Wait a minute. No, wait. I just picked that first category inspired by Mitch McConnell. I didn't know we were dedicating an entire episode to the legacy of Mitch McConnell.
Longtime listener, Mitch McConnell. This one goes out to you, buddy. You're in our prayers.
Oh, have you not gotten our memo from our producer Sullivan that says the new name of the show is Two Hotties and a Naughty and the Ghost of Mitch McConnell? That's the name. It's the name of the show now.
All right, well, go on with your category because I know there's no improving. So just this one's for you, Mitch.
Pouring one out, maybe. Well, pouring like half of one out because he's Schrodinger's Mitch McConnell. What is your hottiest Kentucky story? This can be a story that's happened to you. This can be a story of history or of culture, both of which Kentucky is famous for, probably. But my Kentucky story, my hottiest Kentucky story, is a personal one. It is set in northern Kentucky, near the mighty Ohio River, so not too far from Ohio, thank God. It occurs in Newport, Kentucky, just south of Cincinnati, and it involves the Newport Aquarium. Many years ago, I don't know why, I was in the metro Cincinnati area with Dwight. Dwight, I remember specifically you were there. Slice, you might have been there. I can't remember. I really only specifically remember that Dwight was there. I'm guessing we were there to see a baseball game. I don't know. None of this other shit matters.
Producer Sullivan was there.
Producer Sullivan was there. Yes. And we were there. Were we there to see a baseball game?
Yes.
Okay, all right. We were there to see a baseball game, but also we were going to go to the Newport Aquarium in Newport, Kentucky. And I did not want to go to the aquarium because I thought that aquariums were stupid. And I didn't want to look at fish. I didn't want to smell the weird water and people who were in the aquaria, and just didn't want to go to it. Didn't want to go to it. And Dwight said, "Beck, we're going to the aquarium. You can- it's time to accept this." And we went, and it was wonderful. It was so much fun. I had childlike delight at how wonderful the aquarium was, especially the room with the tanks of jellyfish, where the jellyfish were but have the ones with bioluminescence, where the room was dark and the jellyfish glowed, and magical. Just a joy. Just a joy. The aquarium was also cold on a hot day, which was frankly like 70% of what I enjoyed about the aquarium. But it was just delightful. And so kids, the lesson here is, when Dwight tells you to do something, you should do it.
That's a good rule.
I'm glad Slice
Yeah.
spoke first. I would have felt like a real asshole if I would have been like, yeah, good point.
Yeah. Do either of you have little aquarium memories you would like to share with the listener?
I remember that trip specifically, and how I talked you into going, and we were having a good time, and then we walked into the room with penguins, and it was the worst smell I had ever encountered. I was like, well, this will teach him.
It's funny, in my memory, the delight of the jellyfish has totally crowded out the penguins. I don't even remember the penguin stank.
I always love going to Bass Pro Shop, and they have a big aquarium in there, and it's pretty cool to watch those big fish swim around. I saw a guy in a video hopped into it one time.
See, now I've not been to one of these big sporting goods stores in the last 20 years or so. I'm picturing like they used to have like just a pond in the middle of the store with fish in them. No, it's a big aquarium.
It's a big aquarium, side view aquarium. It's got like tree, like roots and everything all in there. And I mean, it just looks like you're staring into the side of a river. It's really cool, or a lake. And they also have rock walls that you can climb in there too. It's kind of fun. Not that I've climbed it, but they've let the kids do it. But yeah, it's neat.
And is this an aquarium for spectatorship, or
yes, you don't actually get to fish?
Do you get the fish to use as bait, or do you eat them? I don't know how any of this works.
Nope, just a free aquarium. You get to go up and see and just watch them swim around and do fish stuff. There's like giant, large and smallmouth bass in there. I'm not sure if there's catfish in there or not, but yeah, they have an assortment of like local native fish.
Slice, here's a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
You take Beck and I to Bass Pro Shop, and you have to pick out something that we're going to buy and eventually use.
Yes.
What are you having me and Beck buy at Bass Pro Shop?
Well, I'm going to get Beck a multi-tool, and because I know Crystal will need that at some time to fix things around the house.
Fair.
And Dwight, I'm going to get you a pair of waders, just because I think you could pull it off. Just, just start a new fashion trend, wearing waders around town.
Hey, man, thanks.
The ones with suspended waders, not just the high boot waders.
Obviously. All right. Well, Slice, since you're apparently the governor of Kentucky, what's with your Bass Pro Shop visits? What is your hottiest Kentucky story?
Well, guys, as you know, and I'm going to butcher this word, but this is the nation's semi-quincentennial, the 250th anniversary of the founding of this nation. Well, now not quite a semi-quincentennial. a sesquicentennial, that means 150, th anniversary of a major event that happened in Kentucky is this year. In 1876, an event known as the Kentucky Meat Shower happened. Have you guys heard about? Yeah, exactly. It wasn't
that is my
as
favorite
exciting.
that is my favorite scene from the movie hung in a Spanish prison. Yeah.
So back in March of 1876, over in Bath County, Kentucky.
That's my favorite scene from the hit HBO show Oz.
As I was saying, in Bath County, Kentucky in 1876, a farmer's wife was out making some soap, and like you do in 1876, and all of a sudden from the sky, something started to fall down, and it was making a slapping noise as it hit the ground. And she was like, well, what in the world is that? And some were like giant snowflake size, and others were as big as her hand. And she started to get up close and examine them, and they appeared to be these whitish, grayish slabs of pieces of something rubbery. And so she runs in, gets her husband, they come out, their cat runs out, starts eating this stuff that's falling from the sky, and they determine this looks like meat. And this goes on for several minutes in the area a size of about a football field. It just is raining this meat-like substance for several minutes before it finally stops. And then word gets around the area, and people come from all over to see, like, what the heck is this stuff? And so they're like looking, trying to figure it out. You know, most people are grossed out and don't want to touch it. But then a hunter shows up and takes a little bite of it and says, I think it's bear. And then a butcher shows up. He takes a little bite of it and says, no, I'm pretty sure it's mutton. So anyways, they go and they send some samples to all these scientists throughout the nation to kind of get confirmation of what in the world is this stuff. And they never got a definitive answer, but some of the things that the scientists said was, one said it was frog spawn that got caught up in the wind and rained down. Another said it was either lung tissue from either an infant or a horse. And if it rained for several minutes in the area the size of a football field, I don't know about that. That just doesn't seem right.
Well, we have to remind ourselves that in the 1870s, scientists had just barely discovered the horse. Like 1870 science was very primitive.
Yes, 150 years ago. They didn't even have microscopes back then.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that it was actually Charles Lindbergh's horse that was kidnapped. But people didn't have a word for horse at that point.
So what the most favored explanation of this was that it was a giant flock of vultures that happened to be flying over the area, turkey vultures or buzzards. And as what they do, they eat their food and then they throw it up a lot of the time. So a giant flock of these birds possibly threw up, maybe, I don't know, that seems like a lot of meat to me. But some mutton, maybe, or bear, who knows? But we may never know. Maybe since it's been 150 years, maybe we'll get a new Kentucky meat shower this year.
Oh, that'd be nice. I buy the vulture thing because I've had food poisoning after Thanksgiving, and I heard a very similar slapping noise on the floor when I couldn't make it to the bucket. You know what I'm talking about.
And did your roommate come in or a hunter maybe, or a butcher and give a sample? Nope. Well, that's undercooked turkey.
It was our friend Brian Barth. So he was all those things.
That's all true.
Dwight, what is your hottiest Kentucky story?
I worked at an independent video store in Ashland, Kentucky for 2 years. I have Kentucky stories. One day I opened the store by myself, and a guy pulled up 5 minutes after we opened his car door, had a Rambo-esque ammo sash. I don't know what you call those. Like you won a bandolier. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
That's what Chewbacca has. So yes, you're right.
Yes.
In my mind, he's won some sort of homicidal pageant, and that's why he has it. Yeah, he sat in his front seat, sort of like side saddle, facing the video store, cleaning several guns, and just peeking into the store every once in a while. He took about a half hour to clean his guns, put everything away, walked into the store, and rented Searching for Bobby Fischer. And went away.
Man.
And went away.
I really was hoping he was going to rent Troop Beverly Hills.
This is my favorite Mitch McConnell story.
I had a guy come in. I had a guy come in and say, "Hey man, I'm looking for a funny movie." And this is like 21-year-old Dwight, but still new to the world. And I said, well, this new film, The Royal Tenenbaums, has just come out. It's my favorite movie of the year. I don't know why I recommended The Royal Tenenbaums to this guy, but he was like, all right, it's funny. And I was like, yeah, I think it's pretty funny. Is it as funny as Major Payne?
Not quite that.
You guys, no. I mean, if you guys don't know, Major Payne is a 90s comedy with Damon Wayans playing a out of control drill sergeant that yells at young people. It's not the same type of movie.
It's no corporal punishment.
It's no Sergeant Bilko. And so I did recommend to the guy, maybe avoid Royal Tenenbaums. And I let him know that Major Payne was available to rent if he wanted it. But maybe my favorite story of working at the video warehouse was word got out with the local perverts that this whole business was like a tax shelter for other businesses. So this store was losing money left and right. And if you checked something out and didn't bring it back, we didn't go after you. You just couldn't rent movies anymore. Like there was no, like, we didn't call anybody to go get our stuff. There was no like credit check for anybody. We didn't make a copy of people's IDs. We just put their stuff in a computer. It was all shabbily run. So yeah, word got out with the local perverts, and about a week, we had one of those, behind the curtain rooms at old video stores where they kept the adult movies. Mm-hmm. And whatever chat room these guys were in, they figured out they could go and pay for a rental and just never bring the porn back. So we had guys go in without shame, bringing out 15, 20 porno movies and checking them out at once.
Dwight, how many copies of Hung in a Spanish Prison did you have to order when you were working at that video store?
I had it returned so many times. They were like, I hang myself sometimes too for a different purpose. And this was not. Do you guys know who Michael Hutchins is? Okay.
He's the star of Kentucky Meat Shower, right?
Kentucky Meat Shower, in excess singer, yes. Yeah, and then we just have to buy more porn. And somehow I was in charge of buying more porn, and they just give you a catalog. And like, how are you supposed to know what the good porn is? It's just a name on a list.
These days, of course, you would construct a survey, and then you would have to email that survey, to all of your clients, and the 3 people who filled it out, that would shape the pornography tastes of the establishment.
It had a tanning bed attached to it.
Of course.
Yes. Oh God, I forgot about the tanning bed. Of course it did. They all have tanning beds attached to them. Yeah.
And because I'm an ally to women, I took the list over to the tanning bed, to the girls that ran the tanning bed. I was like, pick out a couple of titles. I don't want to be just a man picking porn titles. Here, pick a few out, and we'll
What sounds
order.
good?
Yeah.
Girls, the Royal Tenenbaums guy from next door is asking us to pick out porn for him. What should we do?
Welcome back, guys. So I, this week, have the tough task of being the naughty on our Mitch McConnell-themed episode. So I got to thinking, and, old Mitch, he's many things, most not really good. But he has been likened to a turtle. As you see here in this image, if you're watching our show, it's what was this turtle's name? It was in a Disney movie, right? What was this movie? Do you guys remember this?
No.
There are turtles in Robin Hood.
Yeah. It's that standard turtle. If you look at Mitch, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I got to thinking, what is the naughtiest animal that you could be compared to, whether that be, physically, or a trait or characteristic of an animal, what would be the naughtiest one you could be compared to? So I did some searching on this, and I was thinking, maybe a weasel or a rat or something, but no, that's too easy. And I had to start looking at the cute guys out there, and really, what are they hiding? Because they're surface level, they're so cute, but really behind the curtain, koalas, man. Koalas are the worst, and I was surprised to learn this. Are you guys familiar with how terrible koalas are?
Well, I have a theory what you and koalas have in common.
Oh, yeah? Well,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope it's not my brain, because apparently koalas have some of the smallest body mass to brain sizes out there. They're smooth-brained. I've read that if you were to, because koalas exclusively eat eucalyptus trees, or eucalyptus leaves, which are toxic, highly toxic. And that explains why koalas sleep for 18 to 22 hours a day. And if you were to take leaves off of the tree and hand them to the koala, thinking you're doing them a solid by like, hey, buddy, you don't have to climb this tree to get that because I know you like your rest, the koala would not know what the hell you just handed them. They wouldn't know that you just handed them because they're used to getting it off the tree themselves. It's not the thrill of the hunt or anything like that. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But by the way, aside from being toxic, eucalyptus leaves also have the texture of sandpaper, which makes it impossible for baby koalas to eat because it's too tough and harsh on their mouths. So the baby koalas eat mama koalas' poop.
Sure.
That's right. They eat eucalyptus poop, which also passes down chlamydia to them. 85% of koalas have chlamydia. Is that what you're going to say? I knew it. I knew it. That was it. Thank God I wasn't eating poop, though. But I'll accept the other. But yes. So if the mother hasn't already become infertile from her chlamydia, she has a baby eats the poop until they're old enough to eat their own toxic leaves themselves. So not very smart creatures here, koalas. Terrible and lazy. Now, I will say to their credit, though, they did corner the market on eucalyptus because who the hell else is going to eat these toxic fucking leaves? So in a way, I guess a little bit of intelligence there, even though it makes them lethargic and yeah. But on that note, guys,
I get like the eating the poop thing is not great, but a lot of animals do that. I think tearing down the koala because they won't take food from a stranger is I mean, come on, man. Don't you teach your kids not to take candy from strangers?
Maybe I've been looking at this wrong. You know what? Yeah, you've got a point here.
Like you pull up to the koalas in a black van and open the side door and say, "Hey, koala, you want some of these leaves?" And you're like, "Look at these dipshit koalas who won't get in my black van with no windows and eat these leaves I'm offering."
You have a point there. Maybe I've been looking at this all wrong. Maybe I am koala brained, to go along with my chlamydia. I do have that smooth, tiny brain. And, maybe I should sleep for 18 to 22 hours a day. Autumn would be a fan of that.
So Slice, I have some follow-up questions.
Yes, go for it.
So you're out there walking around in society and people are shouting like, "Hey, koala man," at you. This is I'm
not saying
confused.
I'm not saying this has happened. It's the naughtiest that you could be compared to, not that I've ever been compared to. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
This is not. I've never been called a koala. I've been called many things, but never a koala.
Slice, are you
But
familiar with drop bears? Do you know what a drop bear is?
I've heard of drop bears. Aren't they more like wombats or something? Or what are they?
No. Drop bears are koalas. They just
Oh.
don't exist. They're a thing that Australians tell foreigners to be careful.
Oh, that's right.
Because of the drop bears. The
It's like
koalas will
snipes.
viciously drop from the trees and attack you as you're walking through wooded lands. They're sort of their Bigfoot, I guess, drop bears.
Gotcha. Okay. I was thinking of snipes going snipe hunting and
Well,
things
it's
of that
very
nature.
similar. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Well, Dwight, what about you? What's the naughtiest animal that you could possibly be compared to?
I was gonna stick in Australia and say wombat, but I don't think that's the naughtiest thing I could be compared to, even though we both have scat that is an interesting shape. But the thing I hate most about myself is that I have this incredibly long torso and short, stubby limbs. So I'm thinking like a salamander, maybe. Wombats have short, stubby limbs too, but they're adorable.
Your tail still hasn't grown back, and I've read that salamanders' tails will grow back.
That's true. So
yeah.
maybe it is wombat. We have a similar length tail. It's very strong asses, like defend my den asses. Yeah.
Definitely. And I think, doesn't the wombat have a little gray blended in it on the side, white or gray or something like that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
There you go. I dig it.
For you all that don't know, wombats poop in cubes and then stack them as a territorial thing, which I
Homemade
don't do.
Legos.
Which I don't do, but I'm thinking about it.
I would not, I'd say, hey, that's your area, man. I'm not coming over there. Beck, what about you?
Well, I have selected an animal not from Australia, controversially, apparently. I think the naughtiest animal that I can be compared to is a Welsh Pembroke corgi. Partly for similar reasons to Dwight's wombat. I have a long torso. Corgis have a long body and stumpy little legs. All of which I have. They have a tendency to gain weight. They shed everywhere. I'm not gonna lie, corgis are undeniably charismatic, charming animals. So I mean, but they also are expensive, and you can suspect them of having monarchist tendencies, I think, and they're very popular among wealthy Asian people and the Queen of England. And I tick a lot of these boxes.
I like to think that you were really stumped on this one and you asked Crystal and she just reached into her pocket and pulled out this note about how you're like this corgi. Said, here, just say this. Just say this.
There may be some truth in what Dwight just said. There may be some truth. Yeah. But enjoying treats throughout the day. Yeah, all that.
I think we're all a little bit corgi there.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah, there's a
Corgalicious.
little corgi in all of us when it comes to enjoying the Trito. Yeah.
Yeah, but two of us are not riddled with chlamydia.
Yet.
That's it for our show. You can find us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
We hope you have a great week.
Thanks for listening. We love you.
Thank you for listening. This has been Two Hotties and a Naughty, a podcast about life's little victories and constant disappointments, as hosted by Michael Beck, Hicks, and Dwight Slappe. Editing and production by Michael Sullivan. Our theme is Handel's Entrance of the Queen of Sheba for Two Oboes, Strings, and Continuo Allegro, as performed by the Advent Chamber Orchestra. Crystal Howe speaking.